Hey everyone, Michael from Time Lords here. We're getting close to April, and that means the Rolex rumors are everywhere again. I don't usually pay much attention to these because it's mostly just guesses, but this year's a little different because we're actually seeing changes on the retail side of things. I've been getting a lot of calls from people, just my customers and stuff, saying, should I buy this watch or should I wait till after the show? So I'm just going to sit down today and go over what we're seeing on the ground right now, and going to talk about a few different watches and tell you what I think is going to be discontinued this year and what I think they might add. And it's not really about making guesses, it's just about the data that we have right now. So that's what we're gonna go by. So let's start with the main watch that everyone's talking about, most likely being discontinued, which is the GMT Pepsi 126710 BLRO. People have been saying this watch is gonna be discontinued every year for the last 5 or 6 years, I'd say. And I know a lot of you are probably tired of hearing about it, but the actual update that we're seeing this month is that the Pepsi have completely disappeared from the digital catalogs and that the authorized dealers use. And so if you still go to the Rolex website, it's still there. But if you go to some of the dealers' websites in Europe and stuff like that, the red and blue bezel, it's just completely gone from the GMT section. And usually when it drops from the dealer side, it's a sign that production has pretty much stopped. And then we've all heard about the trouble that they've had with making the actual blue and red ceramic. And so it's supposedly so high that it's just really inefficient for them to even make it. And I think that's why they're going to discontinue it. But also, if you look at the secondary market right now for Pepsis, they're pretty much trading for 2026. Right now, they're pretty crazy. I've seen some for 26,000, 27,000, even 30, up to 30,000. And just a huge gap from what it costs at the store. It's around 15K retail. And if it gets cut from the website on April 14th, which is the day that you'll find out, I would say the price is going to go up more. And so if you've been lucky enough to have been offered one at retail, I would probably take it. I would definitely take it, obviously, if you get offered one at retail. But if you haven't, I would probably look into getting one now before the prices go up. The next watch we're going to talk about is actually the Sprite, which I'm going to show you right here. This is a Sprite on Jubilee, a beautiful watch. This is for left-handed people. And so when they first released this watch, it was around 2 years ago. And I don't think anyone expected it to be released, a left-handed watch at least. And so at first the hype was really big and they were going a lot over retail, and they kind of died down a lot. Right now, you could probably get, like that one I just showed you, a 2024, 18,000 bucks, you can have one. And for 18.5, for sure you can get one, maybe even less. And so the buzz around it definitely cooled off. And there's a lot of talk that it was pretty much always supposed to be a short-term project, and that they were just testing it out to see if people would like a different layout. But now that's how it's run. It looks like it's getting ready to make room for something else, and I think that's going to be the return of the Coke, which would be really sweet. That's the black and red ceramic one. And so people have been asking for that one for a really long time, so I would be really excited if that one came back. And I would say if it does get discontinued, it's not going to see the crazy price jump as much as a Pepsi, for example. But if you do like the green bezel or you're left-handed, now's the time to get one. Same thing as the Pepsi, get it now before it gets discontinued, and it probably will go up a bit and the premium will kick in. So the third watch I want to talk about is the Rolex Yachtmaster 40, which I think might get discontinued, and if it does, it's going to be kind of a quiet exit. It didn't really get that much attention, but it probably should be. And that's the blue dial 40 Yachtmaster. We've noticed this one missing from the physical catalog illustrations that the dealers receive, so that's a pretty good sign that it probably will be discontinued, but you never really know with these things, obviously, but that's what I'm thinking. If you like the Yachtmaster line, Rolex is moving more towards 42 millimeter cases, and this one's 40 millimeters, so with the platinum bezel. It's what they call Rolecium, and it's starting to feel like it doesn't fit the new direction of the brand. So it's a great watch if you can afford it. It's around 17 grand on the gray market. I don't think it will have the same premium after it gets discontinued. I don't think it's going to go up much. So I think if you want to wait, you're not in a big rush or anything like that, I don't think it will matter if they discontinued it. It might even help, honestly, but we'll see. But if you're thinking about getting that one, you could pull the trigger on it or you could wait. I don't think it'll make much of a difference. And now I just want to talk about a few watches that I think will be added in 2026. So it's a pretty big year for the company. It's actually the 70th anniversary of both the Milgauss and the Day-Date, I believe. So I do think that when they have an anniversary like that, they usually do something special for it. The Milgauss, actually, if you remember, was discontinued in 2023. And a lot of us thought that that was just a setup for them to be able to make a new model for it in the 70th anniversary. And I think that might come true, but we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if they do a completely redesigned anti-magnetic movement and finally catch up to what other brands are doing. And if you have a day date, this is also the 70th anniversary. I'm expecting just some probably new dial colors, maybe a platinum version with a see-through case back. That'd be really cool, kind of similar to what they did with the Land Dweller. And I think there's going to be a lot of, I think probably by the end, I wouldn't be surprised if Rolex has all see-through case backs in 10 years, but we'll see. Not like every single watch, but a lot more significant than now. And they did that with the Daytona last year, so it wouldn't be a shock to see it with the flagship model. And just to close, what I think basically is there's going to be 3 watches that are discontinued. That's my guess. The Pepsi, the Sprite, and the Blue Yachtmaster. April 14th is the day we'll know for sure. That's when Watches and Wonders happens. And my main takeaway is this: if you're holding these watches, just stay patient, see what happens with the market once the news breaks. And I'm also curious just to know what you guys think. Do you think it's going to be Pepsi? Do you think there's going to be a different model that's discontinued? Do you think anything's going to be added that I didn't name? Just let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. And also, if you need any help sourcing any watches or anything like that, selling your watch, anything, I do all that stuff. So I'm Michael from Time Lords, and I'll see you guys at the next one.